Bryant McFadden, our own, talking about Jameis Winston and where he's likely to go, calling his shot Babe Ruth style.
I think this makes sense for Jameis to sign a deal with the New Orleans Saints. And the reason why I feel that way is looking at how a guy like Teddy Bridgewater benefited from being with Sean Payton, benefited from being able to learn from Drew Brees, and then capitalizing on the opportunity when given, that was ideal for Teddy Bridgewater. Jameis could potentially be in the same situation instead of going to a team that's in a rebuild mode, and you know they're going to struggle as a team. And if the team is struggling, guess what? There's a good chance you could be struggling as well because they do not have the talent you would like to have surrounding you. Take a backup-like role, be able to learn, earn leverage, given the opportunity, ball out when given the opportunity, and then look for another opportunity in free agency. I think that would be wonderful for Jameis.
Nostra BMAC joining us, our two-time Super Bowl champ. And there he is, Jonathan Jones, one of my absolute favorite CBS Sports senior NFL writer. Well, I got to go to you first, BMAC. Congratulations. How did you know? Where's the crystal ball hidden? And can I get the lottery numbers this week?
Yeah, I just tried to, act like Tony Romo a little bit, and I wish I can predict the lottery numbers because we all would be in a better situation. But I just looked at the fit and kind of just analyzing the potential starting jobs that were available, especially before the draft even took place. I felt like the best opportunity for Jameis would be to follow the footsteps from Teddy Bridgewater, and we saw that happen today. Being able to learn from Drew Brees, being able to learn from Sean Payton, I think this is what Jameis needs. And then looking at the teams that potentially could use a starting quarterback, I don't know if you actually would like to roll the dice and go try to be a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm using that as an example. Granted, they have Gardner Minshew, but, they're in a rebuild situation. They're going to take some bruises throughout 2020. Do you want to be a part of that? I don't think so. I think the best opportunity for Jameis was to do what he did today. Go to a stable organization that has a stable coaching staff, along with a stable veteran quarterback that's closer to the end of his career than the beginning, and just wait for the opportunity.
Jonathan Jones, can you sort of translate this, assuming it gets finalized? What does it say about Taysom Hill? Is Jameis the heir apparent, assuming Drew Brees retires at the end of the year? Or is this Jameis rehabbing his image and his interceptions so then he can go someplace else and try to be the starter? What does this all mean?
I think it could be some of that, right? I mean, had Drew Brees said, all right, let's say the Saints win the Super Bowl last year. Drew Brees absolutely retires. He goes into the booth, and then it's Teddy Bridgewater's team. Perhaps, of course, that did not happen. So fast forward to February of next year. They win Super Bowl 55 in Tampa. I know that Drew's on a 2-year contract, but let's say he injures his hand again. Jameis steps up and he goes 4-1 or 5-0 during that time. And so is he going to be the starter for the New Orleans Saints moving forward? Potentially. Here's what I know about Taysom Hill. The man's about to be 30 years old this season. He got passed over for Teddy Bridgewater last year. He wasn't trusted enough to throw much than, one pass a game every now and then. And now he's getting passed over yet again for Jameis Winston. So I understood the first-round tender that the Saints extended to Taysom Hill because, honestly, who else is going to go out there and do it? And you don't have to commit too much money to him past that. But then today, when they extend him and they add $16 million on top of that for next season, I don't understand that because, again, remember, Drew Brees is signed for 2 years. And if they want to get the band back together after 2020, if they don't win the Super Bowl, they can absolutely do that again. And then what do? Do you still have Jameis? Do you still need another look at Taysom? How long do you need to look at a 30-year-old quarterback? In all the practices and all the preseason games, I don't understand the Taysom Hill experiment. All of those things said, I love what Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton have been doing the last 2 years.
All right, so let me follow up with a very quick question. Just give me the one-sentence answer here. 18 months from now, after we play this season, opening night, September 2021, if you had to wager right now, who's the starting quarterback in New Orleans?
Drew Brees.
You think he's going to play more than 1 year? Look at you. You're the best.